Hi, we're here in the SOS office in Walnut Creek with the lovely Cate, and Cate is an 11th grader, almost a 12th grader now.
Woo!
Woohoo! And we're here to talk about how Cate got started with SOS back in 2013 and find out about her experience with it. And what were you struggling with in school when you came here first? Do you remember?
I was an all-around stress ball. My parents originally brought me to SOS, and I was having like multiple breakdowns because of so much stress in school, and I was overwhelmed with balancing school with especially club volleyball, and that was one of the main reasons why I came to SOS.
Wow, and how did the stress end up causing problems for you at home? Like, what was the main?
Oh yeah, I was so much more irritable, especially with my mom. My mom was home more, and like I'd get home from school and I wouldn't want to talk. I'd go straight to my room. I'd either start doing work or I'd like de-stress myself by watching Netflix, and I would be kind of isolate myself in order to de-stress, which kind of made the situation like with my mom worse.
So create a conflict with your mom.
Yeah.
And so what ended up bringing you here? I'm guessing it was your parents.
Yeah, my parents,
Yeah.
definitely my parents.
You didn't call SOS.
No.
No, and say, I need to escape my crazy life and my time management issues. Do you think that, did you think that other kids at school would give you a hard time for having a coach, an academic coach?
Of course not.
No.
I have advertised it so many times to my friends, because I'm sitting at school and I'm done with my schoolwork and they're all stressing. I'm just saying like, okay, I can breathe. I'm doing pretty good right now. Like, I have the same amount of work, but I'm actually like managing it, whereas everyone else is like stress balls, and it's so much nicer.
That's awesome. That's a far cry from where you were 2 years ago, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is a big difference. What did you think it was going to be like to work with me, because we've been working together for 2 years. So what did you think it was going to be like coming here and working with me?
I had no idea what it was originally. The first session I had just with you,
Yeah.
we just started doing homework. So I was like, okay, maybe she's just tutor. She's just going to help me with my homework. So that was originally what I thought it would be. But then we got into the nitty-gritty stuff, and we actually got in like the organizational aspects of SOS, and like we started working on time management with volleyball, and like how to study for tests, how to stop procrastinating, and that type of thing.
Right. Yeah, totally. Remember your binders in your backpack? When we went
Yeah,
in
they
the
were
first
a
time?
mess.
Yeah. Yeah, you had a lot going on. It was just, I think you were overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. So when you came in here, what was your first impression? Like, I know you said you thought it was going to be like tutoring. Actually, a good question to ask would be, if someone said to you, how is SOS different than tutoring? Like, how would you explain that?
Well, tutoring is more like subject-based, whereas this is more like all around, like, okay, so if you have any test, what are you going to do study for that, and what are your tactics to go about studying? And especially with like big tests like finals, something like that.
Right.
I got a lot of pieces of paper from you, like sectioning like what I know, what I don't know, what I need to study, like what I need to ask my teacher about, and like that was like a huge help. And that was definitely something different than you get at tutoring, whereas they're just telling you, okay, well, like X minus X is this, and that type of thing.
So more like process and
Yeah,
strategies than
definitely.
just like content. Yeah. So was totally different than what you thought it would be then. And what do you think the best part about having a coach would be? Whether it's me, I know I'm awesome. But, what do you think the best part about having a coach is in general?
In general, it's being able to manage my stress. But like other than that, my conversations with Beth, like when we go off topic and go into super like weird stuff, like learning about the frontal lobe and things like that, it's super interesting. Like that stuff I'm interested in.
You could come here and learn about brains too, brain anatomy, it's fun. Yeah.
And one of the best facts I learned probably was that girls' brains mature faster than boys. So we can officially say that girls are better. So.
Oh, we try not to tell the boys that though.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, and
Secret's
we got a
gone.
lot of parents that have boys there, so they already know that too. So, yes, it's true sometimes that there is a difference in brain growth. What is the most important thing that you're going to be a senior next year applying for college? What's the most important thing that you think you'll take away from the experience of having had this strategies coaching for 2 years?
Time management, and definitely being able to schedule ahead. So looking at my next week and knowing that, okay, I'm going to have volleyball 3 days a week, how am I going to finish an essay that's due 2 weeks from now? And dealing with like a lot of critical things with volleyball and papers and like getting them done. I used to get super frustrated with my work, and I'd have to go ask teachers for extensions instead of actually dealing with the problem and knowing that like planning for the week ahead is so much better than just like getting frustrated at the moment and being like, okay, I'm done with this, I'm just going to go ask for extension, and just opting out, which is not good.
You said it's actually changed your relationship with your teachers too,
Oh, yeah.
in a positive way. How's that?
Well, I've definitely advocated for myself a ton more with my teachers, and through that I've become closer with my teachers, and I've worked like a lot more with my teachers on what I can do to improve my work, which is awesome.
Go Kate.
Yes.
What would you say to parents about how they might benefit from sending their kid to SOS? How might a mom
Well,
benefit
especially
or
for me,
dad?
okay, for my situation, it was so much better for me because I became a lot more stress-free, and that the situation at home, especially tension with my mom, became so much better. And I was able to come home from school and actually answer, okay, how was your day? And I'd say, okay, it was great. Like, I would actually able to talk to her instead of closing myself up and trying to get all this stuff done without, like, planning ahead. And so definitely, in my opinion, would improve your relationship with your parents because you're more... less irritable, which is a lot better, because I know when people get stressed, they're a lot more irritable, and that's like a key trait that happens. So like, it's just better to invest in something that's going to de-stress you than like keep going as you're going and your relationship's getting worse and worse.
Do you think your mom, since you mentioned your mom, not that your dad doesn't do this, but do you think your mom is less concerned about how you're doing around time management now than she was a couple of years back?
Yeah, she used to be on my back a ton, and ever since I started working with Beth, it's a lot more, okay, like, you are independent with dealing when you should do your work. Like, that's your job now, and that's, like, helpful for me because especially when I go to college, I'm going to have to, like, limit myself to my time and, like, what I should do with my time, and to actually get started on projects, which is, like, a lot better for me, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Then having your mom call and say, Kate, have you started on your paper for Physio 101?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that could get really annoying.
That would get really annoying.
I can't imagine that. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yes. Happy to be here.
And that's so great to have you telling our families about what we do and about your experience.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
It was cool.